welcome along to the panel for our Euro 2024 coverage here on Gambling.com. I'm Alan McInally, your host throughout the tournament. On the panel and our groups taking place in Germany look as if, well, Scotland have still got a chance to get a Group A right enough, and Robert's a little bit happy there, as you can see on the screen. They top Group A. We turn our attention to Deutschland today. Obviously, Germany have put themselves in a great position, topping Group A with a convincing win over Scotland and Hungary. Much to the delight of my guest, and I've already mentioned him, a three-time winner, incidentally, of Premier League. 3 times, big man, that's not bad. Robert Huth, how are you, buddy? You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, the bragging rights are well and truly down the alley. I'm so, I was going to play it, easy, but I can't. I can't. We did say it's going to be an easier game, and it turned out to be.
I know. Well, we can't forget our sponsors, by the way, so we have to mention them, of course. The panel on Gambling.com is brought to you by Winsane.com and Bitomo.com, our odds and betting partners for the Euros, and all the details you need to get involved with them throughout the tournament are on screen. Check out them for the latest match odds specials and more as the game goes on this tournament. Right. It was just too easy against Scotland, wasn't it, for you? I mean, we never turned up, Robert, but I thought Germany were absolutely sensational.
Yeah, literally within 10, 15 seconds, you kind of could see the game planning out, couldn't you? Yeah, just completely suffocated Scotland, even making any kind of forward movement, really. Yeah, I mean, 5-1 afterwards, everyone was a little bit like, well, was Germany so good or Scotland so poor? So yesterday was a really good indication of where we are in terms of the tournament football now. It was great to see.
Yeah, it was a tougher test against Hungary, wasn't it? I thought Hungary played a little bit better. Having said that, you have to remember, I know that Switzerland beat Hungary 3-1, but they did score in the 95th minute. It was 2-1 for a long time, and Hungary was still in the game. So it was a really good performance by Germany to make sure you disposed of Hungary as well and make sure you get 6 points out of 6.
Yeah, I mean, Hungary has been our bogey team over the last couple of tournaments. We haven't managed to beat them. So, plus the added carrot was that if we won, we would have gone through already. So that was a big sort of, your mindset was focused on that to get through. Because now in the third game, you can have a few changes. You can arrest the player. You can get the fringe players maybe at the start if you choose to. The objective obviously is still to go through as number one in the group. However, it just gives you that freedom as Nagelsmann just to go. I might give Sane a start, for instance. So he gets a bit more game time. So that win yesterday really settled us down in terms of we're in now. We thought we'd be in the knockout stages. So we're allowed to sort of have a bit of a test against Switzerland.
Yeah, I was going to ask you actually how many changes you think Nagelsmann might make. Is he back to being the blue-eyed boy, Nagelsmann? Everybody loves him again?
Oh, how football works. If you win 2 games, you're the best. the second you don't, he's out of here. And the most difficult one, isn't it? Because you kind of want to give a few players a game because it's important that if they do, get caught up in the latest round, that they're fit and ready to go. However, you always want to keep the momentum going as well. So it's not as easy as changing 11 players and giving them.
I was thinking, Robert, maybe the main one he might do is rest Havertz and play Füllkrug up top. Maybe you've already mentioned Sane instead of maybe Gundogan or something. But certainly, I'm wondering as a defender, do you want to be pulled out? Does Rudiger want to be pulled out? Does Tam want to be pulled out? Do you want to mess with that particular area?
Yeah, I mean, Füllkrug, to be fair, he has scored his goal already, so his confidence is up.
A lucky goal.
That was what I was trying to, wasn't it?
That was an absolute belter by even in Scotland. People like that. No bad, son. No bad. No bad.
Keeper didn't even move his feet. Absolute rocket. So yeah, I mean, the positive thing is Havertz scored, Musiala scored, Wirtz scored, Füllkrug scored. So it kind of feels. No one needs to have a goal really in terms of confidence. They all got it now. Defense, I always like to stick with the defenders. I'd like to get as many games as I can to get the understanding, make sure the timing is right. I know Andik was on a yellow card, so he probably be the one that might miss out in the last game, just to protect him from a suspension. I do think that maybe 3 or 4 changes. I don't anticipate it being the full 11. No.
I'm glad you mentioned. Is it Robert Andrick? Because I think he's been a bit of an unsung hero, Huthie. I really do, because the position he plays just lets everybody else do their thing. And I don't think really people speak about Hendrik as much. And he's had a great season, incidentally, as well. And he's fitted into that German team really, really good.
Yeah, we always say every good team needs a player like that, don't they?
Yeah.
You kind of don't, the guy that does dirty work and doesn't really go on and shout about it, he just gets on with it on the pitch. In the first game against Scotland, he was rutting around. He was making sure Scotland didn't get a sniff.
Absolutely.
Said again yesterday, great energy, great enthusiasm, and he likes to get involved with tackles, and he does the work that Kroos probably doesn't do. It's literally the total opposite of player. Kroos gets his work, start the game, start the play from the back, and he's the one that gets the ball back. And we always say give to someone who's a bit better than you, and, and he's doing that.
I will mention he won the title with Leverkusen. That's why I said he's had such a great season. Right, listen, I wanted to start with this, but I thought, well, I'll gently ease you in because you haven't really mentioned the Scotland game too much, so that was pretty good. Thank you, Roberto. Thank you, schön, meine Freund. Musiala. Now, you know about Musiala, and I know about Jamal Musiala. But is he showing everybody now the real young superstar that he is? Because he's been absolutely fantastic and bagged 2 goals. One against Scotland, one against Hungary.
Yeah, I think all the Germans were kind of hoping that's exactly what we'd do. To sort of be the star player. We keep forgetting, these young players, we tend to put a lot of pressure on them, but, he's finally grown into his stardom, really. And it's not only has he been our best player, I'd probably say he's been one of the better players of the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Just the way he glides past players, the way he brings other players into play. I mean, yesterday, I don't know how many times he got fouled. You could see the defenders when you get it right. If I don't get the ball, I'm fouling in because once he gets past one, the game opens up. He can find a pass. He can keep dribbling.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at running with the ball, Robert. And what I like about it as well, he's prepared to take the ball past players and then drop the shoulder and maybe do another one and still make a pass. He really is a sensational player.
Yeah, no, he is. I don't know how many times he looks like he's about to lose the ball, but he always comes out of it with the ball. You can see defenders flying and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get the ball here," and then he just nicks it under the defender. Yeah, he's a sensational player. From our point of view, we just hope he stays fit for the tournament, hopefully for another 5 games, because he's definitely the difference maker for us.
Yeah, I was going to say, in fact, I should mention this, thanks to Betovo.com and obviously Winston.com here on Gambling.com and our Euros 2024. The panel, I'm just looking at the young player of the tournament, and he's now gone favourite with Bellingham. Bellingham 74, he's just short actually. Musiala 72, Wirtz 71, Jamal 7s. What a goal that was for Turkey with the young boy Juler. Did you see that? What a goal that was. Oh my God. He's into 16s. And William Saliba actually is 16s. He's in the group as well. He's 23 years old, but maybe that's still a young player. But certainly Musiala is making a run for that young player of the tournament. And Germany are delighted. Okay, here's another question I've got to ask you. In fact, I'd like to sit him down and say, really? Why is Toni Kroos retiring?
I know.
Why?
Why? I can see him doing changing his mind.
Me too. Honestly, I keep on thinking he's going to do a press conference and say, I've changed my mind, I'm going to keep playing.
Yeah, it'd be such a shame to because he certainly doesn't look out of shape. Or in the game, he doesn't struggle. I mean, he's never been the most physical in terms of speed, but he's always been able to get around the pitch, and obviously, his passing is sensational. So, yeah, I hope he doesn't, because he still brings so much to probably any team, really. I mean, he could, won the Champions League, 3 weeks ago. So, it's certainly, its level hasn't dropped. I can see him doing a U-turn only because he's fairly young still, isn't he? Really, in terms of.
By the way, just let's say we get it right and he does do a U-turn. Does he stay at Real Madrid? Does he go to Bayern Munich? Does he go to Leverkusen? Does he go to somewhere else in Spain? Where would you? So let's just say, right, you and I are in that position, and you and I have signed contracts and we've been wanted by football clubs. We eventually come to a career point where we stop. We wish we want to keep going. I'm thinking, where does he go? Can he only stay at Real Madrid? Would they keep him? I don't know.
Can you imagine him and Mbappe lining up?
Oh my God!
And that's what I mean. The whole team is just going to be There will be a time where he has to step back a little bit in terms of game time. But can you just imagine him playing balls through for Mbappe to run on and score?
I know, and Bellingham, and Vinicius Junior, and I know
I know,
exactly.
that's what I mean. That's these kind of. I know he's played in some fantastic teams, but the fact they love him there so much, you could see in the last game how much supporters love him there. That with Bellingham Junior with Mbappe, I think it's just too good. If they were to offer him a deal, which I'm confident they would, I mean, you wouldn't be able to turn that down, would you, to play with these guys?
I was just looking at the group stage as well. I was noticing that if Germany could meet England, if you were to lose against Switzerland, actually, do you have any fear about that? Then, I mean, England have done okay so far, but they weren't exactly like brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, if England finish second, I think if we're first, we meet them in this round of 16. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, it's football. It's knockout football. You're gonna have to play the best teams. You know, you can't sort of try and make things happen. You know, you got to beat the Italians. You know, you got to beat the Spanish. You know, you got to have to beat the French. It's just as when you get them, and they.
Is there something in Germany that they want to stay clear of England, or they want to take England head on? Are they quite happy playing England, do you think?
To be honest, mate, there hasn't been that much chat about England in terms of when we meet them. I think we kind of really game by game, which is so boring, isn't it? But if you speak to Nagelsmann, if you speak to, I think Rudiger did an interview this morning. He was like, "Well, we've got a game against Switzerland. Let's not think about what might be. Let's think about what is happening." I think it's a good way of looking at it. But yeah, what would be England need to win. You know, we've won 2 games. England only won 1 game. So hey,
exactly. Exactly. Well, you're the best man to talk about this as a centre back. Mark Gahey, what do you think about him so far? He's had a great certainly a great ending with Crystal Palace in the season. And I've got to say, I was a little surprised he started him, but I thought he's been really, really good. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I don't think he looked other players.
I was going to say, I don't think you know what it's like, and I know what it's like. The step up to international football, you're like, God Almighty, I didn't think it was going to be this big. But the transition seems to be just absolutely. He's taken it in his stride. I thought that's more of my point. Not the fact that he's a decent player, but the fact that he's handling international football, especially centre back and with England.
Yeah, like you said, he just fitted in. There was I can't remember a situation where he looked kind of out of his depth a little bit. I think physically it's a fantastic Nick. And his competition was strong, really. If you think about it, other players that could have played in his position that played for England before him. So clearly Gareth, as a former centre back, sees something in him, not just for this tournament, but I think for the next one and the next tournament.
Exactly.
23. So great start to the tournament. Would give him a lot of confidence. And he's probably going to grow in the tournament.
With Germany winning the first 2 games, and you've obviously watched both of them, there's not been too many negatives. What's been the biggest positive that you've taken out of the way Germany have played? Not necessarily Musiala or Cruz, because we've given them the big build-up, but someone else in the team that you've gone so important for us.
Gundogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was really impressive yesterday. Obviously, he set up the first goal, scored the second, but I thought some of his run off from midfield, where he wasn't fouled with some of the passes, but I think he just sort of stretches the opposition back 4 a lot more. And that because he's playing a bit higher now as well, he's a bit more of a goal threat rather than if he was to play a bit deeper. But yeah, altogether, really, I think the most positive thing coming out of Germany is the togetherness. You know, it was a real kind of, how is this going to go? But the supporters back in the team, the first win was obviously the big one for us, like we've mentioned in the first interview, just to get everyone together. And that was exactly everything went perfect on that first day. The young boys scored, the substitution scored.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And then obviously with the Hungary game yesterday, everyone it's building. So everything is, all the voice that we had before with, is the back 4 strong enough? Is Manuel Neuer squashed? We have not heard a single thing, which was so important because Nagelsmann at the start of the tournament put all his eggs in one basket and went, Neuer's my number 1. These are 2 my centre backs. And it squashed, absolutely squashed. So everything is that sort of positive wave.
I'm glad you mentioned Gundogan actually, because I was going to mention the player of the tournament odds, and obviously thanks to Winston.com and Betovo.com here on the Gambling.com panel for 2024. Bellingham still 11-2 favourite, Mbappe 11s, Cruz 11s, Musiala 12s. But I was going to say, Gundogan, if you go deep in the tournament and he starts being the little magician that he is, he's maybe an outside bet for player of the tournament, isn't he?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Especially, maybe it wasn't in everyone's mind at the start of the tournament, but certainly the first two games, I thought he's always takes some really clever and smart positions on the pitch. He always finds, small spaces where he can lay off little balls into the strikers. That mixed with the pace you have up front, with Musiala, with Havertz, with Wirtz, and Fulkrug coming on, he's got a real variety of game. He can play deep, he can chip one into the box. And like we say, he's keen to getting onto the goal. On the score sheet.
Exactly. Still outright winner. By the way, France have gone joint favourites with England. 41 France, 41 England, 9-2 Germany. I don't think you'll be having that after you played. I think you're going to beat Switzerland, by the way. I should have asked you that first, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I think we will. I think Switzerland would arrest a couple of players as well. So I think.
I was going to say, what's it? I mean, I don't know. Well, I can remember living in Germany. The German-Austrian relationship's not great. Well, normally, and the Swiss is actually the Schweiz is not too bad. But I was thinking that it's probably a good final game for Germany to play, apart from the fact they're already qualified. But I think they'll probably think they can turn Switzerland over, even the way they played against Scotland, which I thought we played a bit better, didn't we?
Well, I think both going to have a little bit less intensity for the game. I think with Switzerland kind of being through as well, we are through.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to the third game needing a win or needing a draw. I think once the pressure's kind of off.
Welcome to Scotland.
Yeah.
Welcome to Scotland.
You need a miracle, mate.
Hey, listen, it's still here. I haven't thrown it away yet. I'm back. We're kissing the badge again. A point. We beat Hungary. We've got our 4 points.
Have you got a championship to put on as well when Scotland go out? Or
hey, I should actually wear. I'll tell you what I'll do with you, because we'll be speaking in a couple of days. Hans Flugler, the famous Hans Flugler, left fullback with Bayern and World Cup winner, gave me his World Cup shirt.
That's going on, is it?
With the German back. So it might. Listen, ich bin halb Deutscher. I'm a half German anyway, so I'll kind of get away with that. I think anyway, I'll get away with it. Anyway, what was I saying? France 41, England. What?
What have you made of Scotland then? Steve Clark, what do you think? How have they done?
Well, listen, I was going to ask you the same. If you thought we had a chance to beat Hungary, I thought the way we played against Switzerland was really good, Robert. We didn't. Like you used a great word at the start here. You said we got smothered, absolutely smothered. I thought we started much better with players further up the pitch. And I think Hanley at the back, who's not the greatest centre-half in the world, but his experience in talking to the two boys at the side of him, as well as Robertson being better, I thought we were good. I thought we deserved at least a draw, and certainly maybe even to sneak it. I'm going into the Hungary game more optimistic than we can beat Hungary, genuinely. I really am. And of course, Hungary are in the same position, but the way we played, if we play like that, we'll create chances. I think that's the main thing. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think we're both on the same camp. So in theory, it should be a back and forth game, shouldn't it? Like, it doesn't really matter if you lose another game.
Listen,
you need
all the pubs and bars are like, please Scotland beat Hungary, because they want to keep the Tartan Army in Germany, for God's sake. And Stuttgart will be taking over Stuttgart.
I've been in Berlin for the last week, and Scottish have been probably the most represented here in Berlin. They love their beer. They love a breakfast beer, don't they?
Oh, I love a breakfast beer. You can't have eggs and bacon without a beer, for God's sakes. That's it.
I walk through Berlin thinking, it's 10 o'clock, lads. What are you doing?
Do you know what a Scottish salad is, Robert?
Go on.
Plate of chips, fries, pommes frites. You know what I mean? We do it right. Listen, I'll just give you the odds as well from for the game against Switzerland. Switzerland are 15-4, so you're getting just short of fours, maybe 72. 3-1 the draw. Even money Germany. It's a big price. I think you'll be expecting still to beat Switzerland, aren't you? Give me a scoreline.
I think we got enough in the tank to beat to beat the Swiss. The guys that will get a chance, they'll be so hungry to make an impression on Nagelsmann and the German team. So you've got that to have in the back of your head. I think Germany would beat Switzerland 3-1.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, guys, listen, thanks, Robert. Again, I'll be speaking to you in a couple of days. Stay tuned to Gambling.com and the panel all summer for our coverage of Euro 2024. And, of course, thanks to our betting partners, Winsane.com and Betovo.com for supporting us with all the odds as you go. Do check them out. Details are on screen wherever you're watching. And good luck to whoever team you have bet to win the Euros. With a bit of luck, Scotland might get to Berlin on the 14th of July. Don't laugh. See you soon.